Do you know what? Joining me now is Jen Burner, who suffered from severe morning sickness, just like the Duchess of Cambridge, and she's joined by Dr. Ellie Cannon. Thank you for coming in. Now, we just mentioned there with Emily, we are not talking about feeling a little bit queasy or a bit nauseous. This is, you're just struck down, aren't you? What was it like?
Absolutely. It's horrific, to be honest. It's a dreadful condition. You are sick upwards 35, 40 times a day. In my case, for 40 weeks.
The whole time?
The whole time. You literally can't function. So no, it's definitely not morning sickness.
I mean, they call it morning sickness. That's a misnomer, isn't it? Because you're basically ill the whole time.
The whole time.
Could you eat anything? I mean, how did it affect your health? You're carrying a baby?
You're carrying a baby, you're losing weight, you're existing on, say, half a cracker a week.
Jeez.
You're in and out of hospital. They put you on a drip to obviously try and rehydrate you. And then they put you on, in my case, on my second pregnancy, quite a strong treatment program of drugs and medication to allow you to stay pregnant, to allow your body to function enough to stay pregnant, and really just to limp you through to 40 weeks when it all stops.
Do you know, it does completely stop that?
Totally stops.
You mentioned there your second baby. After your first experience, were you worried about having another baby?
Really, really worried, because the chances are extremely high it'll happen again.
Right.
But I would say, whilst I was worried, I was better prepared. So I knew what was coming. So I researched the right kind of treatments, and I went to the right kind of doctors, because in my first pregnancy, I'd never heard of this condition.
Sure.
And I think one of the good things about the Duchess being pregnant and having this condition is that it is raising awareness of it. So hopefully now people will be able to seek out better treatment than I certainly had the first time.
Oh, you poor wee thing. I mean, it got so bad that the doctor actually said to you, didn't he? He said,
yeah,
I will give you a termination.
In both cases, at 16 weeks on the NHS, I was offered terminations, yeah.
Wow.
Because your body's shutting down, you know, you're not functioning anymore. And the only way to stop it happening is to give birth to the baby, or at 16 weeks is to terminate the pregnancy.
Gosh, I mean, it doesn't get more drastic than that, does it? No. Ellie, there must be better ways to treat it than something, you know, a much loved and wanted baby, obviously, of course, and both your children are beautiful. But there must be other ways to treat this, surely. What can be done?
Well, it's very tricky, because obviously, although we've got sort of strong medications, of course, the woman who you're treating is pregnant. Yeah. So all of those medications are going through to the baby. And Jen and I were talking before, and actually one of the medications she was put on is a medication we give people who are having chemotherapy. I mean, it's one of those, you know, very strong anti-vomiting drugs that women like Jen need just to get through, as she said quite rightly, just to limp through the pregnancy. But actually, hyperemesis is relatively common. I mean, it affects 1 in 100 pregnancies. It's quite common. It's the most common reason for women to be admitted to hospital during pregnancy.